back, everybody. I want to thank JoJo for being with us for the first few minutes of the show. He's going to offer a lot to this team, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to improve, especially as a pitcher, because he's a lefty, and we all know that he can get a lot better. So we're going to move into the next portion of the show. We do a little rapid fire here. We're just going to talk general whiffs, but each member of the team is going to kind of talk about their own thing, and it should be very exciting. I heard in the pregame of this show that there's a lot of trash talking that's going to be happening. So I'm curious to hear about it during this segment. So we're going to start with Dan Mora. Dan, I know that when we started the show, you actually said you were scuffing balls. So maybe you could talk a little bit about how you scuff balls and balls in general.
Yeah. So for right now, maybe bring it down a little bit. This is the ball that I'm scuffing. I guess my specific cut is, I don't know if you can see it. I know it's like kind of.
You got to stop moving it and it'll be easier. There you go.
I mean, I usually scuff like a checker pattern on the top and then three X's on the side, and then just like down to the bottom. I know I'm moving it very fast, and it's kind of hard to see because of the light, because it sucks, but like whatever. I guess my cut is somewhat coveted by the league, unfortunately. And I actually, as a matter of fact, I'll admit it, I hate cutting balls, which is the reason why I never cut them up at the field. The blade I happen to use, while there's much debate about what is the best blade, is I use like a 10-in-1 utility blade by Husky. There's no particular reason why I chose this. My dad was just like, hey, use this. But for all those people, JD, that I cut balls for and you never use them, fuck you, to be honest. That's annoying.
Wow, really coming right out. Listen, I'll agree with you. I have to be, because it's funny, because I had asked you like a week ago, hey, I'll give you like $20 if you scuff 10 balls for me.
Yeah, it's understandable. Well, I got nothing to do in quarantine, so I would like, what I would like to do outside of quarantine is throw in my backyard. Not that I can't, but like throw with friends would be something exciting.
Nice.
Like playing with others.
Well, I mean, yeah, today was a crummy day. Well, Wednesday, because we're recording, it was a crummy day. Hopefully Sunday is a beautiful day. We can go out and play. Dan, let's talk a little about you. Like, you and I have a history. I'm wearing the Spades shirt on purpose, because like we had this historic run in 2013 at the in the fast pitch league that we used to have.
Open.
I won't lie to you. I was thinking about it before, and I was thinking about how we were going to talk about this on the show, and I was like, how can we not talk about the fact that we were 0-3, went to Chick-fil-A, talked to that like random cop who asked us what we were doing and looking ridiculous in our uniforms, and then went out and won the next 3 and made it to Sunday.
Yeah, it was in that triple elimination format, that crazy format. Is if you lost, it was like pool play, but if you lost 4 or whatever the heck it was, there was one of those games was a seeding game, so I don't think it mattered. But if you lost to 3, they bounced you, and yeah, we were not playing well. And we went to
understatement.
We took probably the quietest. We took that ridiculous van down with the 11 guys. Everybody piled into the van, and there was the 5 of us to take the ride over to the Chick-fil-A, and we were like it was like a funeral. It was like we were like, I'll have a chicken sandwich, and we're all eating there quietly. That cop rolls by, he's talking to us, and then I think it was Crosby. He goes like, dude, let's just win it. and then we went back, and then we played like a house on fire. Well, really, what happened was Milstead came back from the dead, and Milstead was unbelievable.
He was incredible.
Yeah, and he dragged our carcasses, kicking and screaming to Sunday.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I forgot who we played that first game, but then I know that the next game was that rain game where it like poured and stopped and poured and stopped. Yeah, against Derek Raddick, right, from Chicago.
Derek Raddick's Chicago team. It only rained when he pitched.
Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. And then we faced those guys from Pittsburgh that guy had to be throwing 146 miles an hour.
The Miko construction. And it was 4 guys, and they were all 4 of them were gorillas. I just remember they were just these monstrous guys. And he threw one pitch. He threw that hammer screwball that was like going through the tin. I'll never forget that. It was like you knew it was coming and you just couldn't get around it. And then we go to 9 innings off of that, and Milstead was just unreal. And then he walks us off in extras. That was really a highlight of my whiff career. Of all the very few things that I can call highlights, that's definitely one of them. I'm a volume shooter for all the years I've played, so I can pick that one out for sure.
I would agree with you. That was probably one of the more fun events. I mean, first of all, yeah, you're right. The traveling with the 100 dudes in the van down from starting with Norris and Purcell picking me up on Long Island, going to you to get the van, then picking up a bunch of guys in South Jersey, and then driving all the way there to play.
Yeah.
To play again, and just to drive all the way back on Sunday night. And I know
that van took the trophy back. Remember, we were with Norris and the
it
boys.
did.
And that was a little awkward.
We did have half the tournament in there, so no surprise.
Sorry, Steph. I know Steph wasn't too happy, and how could he be? I mean, it was a championship game for sure.
I agree, but a lot of fun, and it was unfortunate that we did lose on Sunday to Steffi, but he didn't even pitch. So it was pretty disappointing.
It was Danny and who was it? It was
Venti, maybe? I don't even.
It was
remember.
Yeah,
I thought it was a lefty. Classic lefties. What a surprise! Just so done with these guys. So 2013 was again a great event. It was a lot of fun. Petty, I guess 2013 maybe really starts to see the ramp up of your involvement in Golden Stick and playing in Yard League and getting all of your friends from the New Hyde Park guys to play. So why don't you talk a little bit about how you got into Golden Stick, a little bit about Bex that we all know about now, and just a little bit about your history of football.
Well, back in 2011, we started playing, and in 2012, I think we started playing in the league, I believe. I know Bex started in 2012. And that was, fun from the start. We figured out how to do the dimensions, and we honed our skills year after year. I miss it now. We can't play there. I refuse to drive by it. So, yeah, so, people have backyards. I have no backyard, so there's no honing my skills, really. Unless I jump into a park and get arrested. So.
Well, they have it in VR, right? Can't you do it over you put the glasses on and just visualize it in this?
Yeah, I could probably, not like a laptop. So I've been playing for about 8 years now, and I'm still learning, still getting better, still getting older, and that's it. Trying to beat you guys.
I mean, so I don't want to say this question. I don't want to come off as a slight, but you've played on a lot of different teams in your Golden State Yard career.
Yes, I'm like the mercenary of whips.
Yeah. So you want to reel off some of the different teams you've played with?
Wolf, Swingmen, Hustlers, Dragons, two different Dragon teams.
Oh, that's right. The Dragons and the Blue Dragons, right?
Freaky Franchise I was on. And
that's a great Whiff's name.
The Niff Man, I was on the Niff Man team, and now Silver Bullets, and now I'm Petty and Heartbreakers. Yeah, unbelievable. I'm like Mike Moore. What's the guy, the 11 teams in Major League?
A journeyman.
Yeah, it's a true journeyman. That's true. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm like the polar opposite. I've literally been a player since I started playing Yard in 2010, I guess, in my first year.
Still a player,
yeah, there you go. And yes, well, we were the Americans for that one fateful season in I don't even remember the year, 2016?
17.
I had a walk-off off of you guys, I remember.
Yeah, wow.
I remember.
Shocking.
There were so many walk-offs on that team.
Oh, my God. All we did was lose games with 2 outs in the 4th inning. That's all we did.
That's what the Silver Bullets did last year.
Oh. Well, I see a common denominator now between the two organizations. That's not nice, Dan. You're a great player. Nobody puts a quarter in like you, I can assure you. All right, Petty. So, yeah, I mean, listen, we all know Bex has actually been incredible for, not only being like a practice ground, but also getting new guys to come out and test the league at first instead of having to drag them down to a big event. So maybe just want to talk about really quick, what does Bex really mean to you in terms of how WIffle has grown here on Long Island?
Well, it's build friendships,
Come on, man. That's right.
These guys, New Hyde Park, I didn't even grow up with them really. So, now in my late 30s, 40s, I start hanging out with them more, and now we're closer, and that's really what it's all about. We all work for a living. We're just here to have fun and compete with each other and have fun doing it.
And yell at each other.
Walking like Dan loves to do. And that's it. We got each other's backs, I would say.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you guys have been your whole crew with JD and Venus and Taco and FK, and the list goes on of all of you guys all of your contributions to Yard over the last, almost a decade now has been sick. Absolutely sick. So speaking of having a place for young players to come test out the league, let's finish up this segment with Mr. Sean Earhart. Recently just turned 23.
Yeah.
Wow, you really need to grow up, I'll be honest with you. But you kind of are, and Dan's been in the league for a few years now, but Dan Moore is 26 now, I guess, right? Or 25? Actually, I don't even know.
Yeah, he's just got to grow down.
So he's got to grow down. So you're part
Trust
of
me,
this like
I don't
youth
need any more
movement.
growing down.
There's a nice youth movement going on in Golden Stick across both, mostly yard, because people realize that they can play yard and they know they can play for a longer period of time because it's not as taxing on the body, specifically the arm, and we can really pitch all day in yard as opposed to fast pitch, where Danny can definitely remember this. I mean, after 1 or 2 games, you're like, okay, where's the ice? Anybody else want to pitch? You can't wait to get rid of the ball. Where in yard, I feel like you're excited about it. So why don't you touch on a little bit, you being like part of the youth movement and what you've learned so far playing Golden Stick and just, your expectations.
Yeah, I think it's good that a lot younger guys are getting involved. I mean, the Lemonheads are also from Jersey, right?
That's correct.
I don't know if they were former baseball guys, but
they are former baseball guys.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a former baseball guy. I mean, I played until my junior year in college, and I mean, Dan was always going away on weekends and playing wiffle ball, so I was like, I got nothing to do anymore, and I wanted to play some whiffs and just learned so much, especially from Petty and Dan. But no, yeah, I think it's great that younger guys are starting to, and last summer I think we had like the most teams come to one tournament for Golden Stick. I think that was pretty cool. So I think it's definitely growing. We're getting a lot more attention, so that's cool.
I would agree. I appreciate that. Well, we definitely did have like a few 20-team events last year, which is definitely like really good for us.
Eisenhower was filled up, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
How are those? Are the middle school kids back? I'm forgetting their names.
The LI Force.
Yeah, the Force.
I mean, I haven't reached out. They haven't reached out. I mean, it's not really,
Yeah.
It's
honestly. I mean,
they're too young. I mean, I don't want to downplay it.
I don't think it's about their youth. I think they were discouraged because Tara bullied them into a corner. But I mean, I understand. I mean, like,
here we go.
That's tough. I mean, look, there's a lot of teams that I'm really like looking forward to going after this year, and like Taro, as much as we have some weird intimate bond, but he probably doesn't think so. But like, I just love yelling at Taro. Like, I can't wait to kick his ass all over the field. I'm gonna rake him off the field. The LI Drizzle. I mean, the Storm. Kind of interesting, definitely. I just don't understand how there's a little bit of a I don't know, disloyalty there that exists. Brian Petrone was going to leave with Tyler Cam, but then they bitched out because I guess they can't leave their little nest. I mean, I understand, but you got to fly someday. Like, I'm a peacock captain. You got to let me fly.
I mean, this is no holds barred right now, to be honest.
Danny Moore, the Conor McGregor of GSWL.
I'm excited, but look, I mean, like, whether or not like you don't like my shit talking, I mean, I do want to have a good time nonetheless. And there are like, can't wait to play the throwbacks. I think it's great that Venus is going to be batting first in their lineup. Just means plenty more strikeouts for me. It's really not going to be an issue. I really don't care.
This is fantastic.
The Heartbreakers are.
No, but I got your number. Like, I know where to hit you. I know where to hit you, so you don't hit the ball. And like, but also something that I've like learned from JD. Honestly, I owe a lot to him about understanding field management. And like, again, I'm an idiot because I'm like a golden retriever in the field because I won't look and pay attention to others. And like, I know I don't listen sometimes, but I learned to like respect the idea that pitching alone doesn't operate in and of itself. Like, you have a field and a defense out there, and like, I was appreciative of those lessons, at least on the throwbacks. But now, like, I want to beat them because I don't really care. I just want to strike everybody out, and I want to win.
Well, that's actually the question I was going to ask for Dan and then Petty again, because you guys have played, a long time. So there's a lot of guys in this league that you've faced dozens of times at this point. Is there a specific, maybe a specific player that you really like when you face them, you really have this like, oh my God, I hate losing to this guy, or maybe a team in general that you really like to not lose to these people?
Danny Lanigan's teams beat me up and down. They just take me for a walk every single time, every single year. I think I've got like a lifetime record of 2 and 2 in the rest of the matchup. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just, but Danny's always had my number, so I always try to get up for those games, and it doesn't seem to work. But maybe this year will be.
That's so funny you said that, because I feel the same way. I hate losing to Lanigan because I feel like I don't know. You're right. That's such a funny person that you picked, and I love Danny. I mean,
he's a great guy. He's a great guy. I love playing. I love playing against him. It's just that I never beat him.
Well, what's good about facing Lanigan? It feels like it's always like the game's always competitive. Like, the team is always going to hit. They're always going to pitch. And I feel like they have a good balance of like pushing the envelope when it comes to like rule enforcement and like playing that style, but not in like the I don't want to say douchey way, but the douchey way that some of the guys up in Mass historically have played. So it's kind of like a nice balance.
I want the enemy again. I know you weren't gonna come at.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hijack this. That enemy loss still haunts me. I outdueled Ty Wesgren.
Can't even say his last name correctly.
Yeah,
Now you're gonna beat him.
He's a bum.
Wow. Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
look,
outdueled
they're
him.
the enemy. They're the enemy for a reason.
I had to have about a 20 pitch at bat against him, and he kept throwing harder. He kept throwing screwballs harder and harder and harder.
Wow.
Wow. He's a bum. I hate him.
He's a bum.
Oh
Well,
my
that's on
gosh,
record.
a lot of animosity here in this chat.
I tell you what, what I've loved from the show so far is the passion that you guys have shown. Like, you guys are really, I don't know if it's because quarantine has really made you guys bitter,
bad.
or
and
we're an underdog team. I mean, we just formed, and like we're excited and we want to play, and we hold no bar. We want to go out and we want to win. I don't give a shit who you are.
Well, I'll tell you right now, there's definitely teams that look at your roster and are like, oh, that's another win. So I think you should have a chip on your shoulder probably the whole season. So that's good. Petty, again, a lot of those Bex guys, I'm sure you faced a million times. Is there one person or one specific team, or that you really just like can't wait to play?
My real big beef is playing everybody. Every year we get into a pool, and week by week we play the same teams. It's like, if it was the lottery, I'll be a millionaire. I can play every team. That's the only thing. I like variety. I don't like repetitiveness. Yeah,
I mean, that's fair. I agree. The current format unfortunately does lead to some repeat matchups before you face new teams. Yeah. Well, I can tell you right now, we have worked on some type of like position round or like scheduling matrix where we'll have some random stuff.
That was always fun. That was when it was league style, when you could have that position game. That was always good because you were playing the team that was above you or below you. That was awesome.
Exactly. So pretty much the way we were trying to make, I guess we probably can't do it this year. We'll probably do it next year. Is some format where like the first two events are, random pool play, you pick names out of a hat. And then essentially some combination of the last few events, it's either like a position round where the pools are determined by, the players, the teams next to you. So like teams 1 through 4 are in a pool, 5 through 8 are in a pool. So that at least you may have played those teams, but at least those games might be more competitive because they're next to you in the standings. Or some other combination of like, teams 1, 4, 9, and 12 are in a pool and, go from there. So there's different things in the works because I agree with you, Petty. Nothing's more frustrating than feeling like you're playing all year. You've played the same team 5 times and a team 0 times. I agree with you.
They're like become strangers. Like you never barely see them, on the fields.
Right. And there is always that one team, right? You're sitting there like in the middle of July, Super Qualifier 4. You're like, oh my God, we played this team 3 times already, or 4 times already. So, but then it seems like both teams have that and you just want to win because you're like, I'm not going to let this team beat me again, or like we have to beat them again. It's like, so
you a lot last year.
Yes, we did. Well, that's I know, and it's cool because like then you build up a little bit of a rivalry with a team, but then it's on
storyline for the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if you play twice and you're like in the middle of Super Qualifier 5, you're like, oh, this is our rubber match for the season, and if we happen to be next to each other in the standings, then it's definitely like, sick. All right. Go ahead. More. Anybody else you want to make fun of while we're here? So
no, I know
piss off, Danny.
I didn't really. I know it wasn't.
It's hard on our back.
It's not that it wasn't directed at me, but about like players. I suck at hitting. I know, like that's just one of those things I just have to work on. Period. Like I'm terrible. Like I always was terrible, and it's just horrible. But somebody that like I really struggle with, like up at the plate, FK. That guy's a fucking beast, bro. Like he's got such like sick. He's just sick. He's just a sick pitcher, and I'm excited that he's like coming back as a more like readily available player on what team is he on? I don't even know. They changed the name.
A lot, I believe.
Oh, Dead End Kins, which has
that's it. The Dead End Kins.
Fluid roster for those. I don't talk about guys with a lot of guys in their roster.
Yeah,
a lot of players there.
6 players on the team.
5.5.
5.5.
Nice.
I definitely want to beat Rob because Rob sucks. Gerard sucks, but Rob he just complains a lot. And, like I just can't wait to face him and him complain about like losing to us just because like he has something to complain about. It's never his fault. It's everybody else's fault.
Wow. Well, we did speak about that before about golfing the other day, and it's like okay, bro.
He blames he blames the cups that are raised up that everybody else has to deal with. But you know what? Like I could have had a better score, but it has to be the cup. It's never me.
Yeah.
All right, Rob.
I do want to mention though that out of everybody you just shit talked, there was all the other names that you mentioned were a little touchy, but then as soon as you went in on Rob, Foodman was like, "No, yeah, you're right."
That's right. I'm allowed since we're partners in crime here. I'm allowed to bash him because please, I have to watch the 2 group chats I'm in with him, and all day is just bashing me, and I'm like, okay, enough with this guy. So speaking of, that's a good segue to our last topic per se. I guess second last topic, idea of rivalry. So the New York guys will step out for a second, and we'll let the two New Jersey guys into this very, very heated dilemma that's, I guess, been, like a fight in New Jersey for, I guess, decades now. This big argument, is it called Taylor ham or pork roll?
It's Taylor ham.
Yeah.
Done. Taylor ham done.
I think pork roll is like more of a Central and South Jersey thing. I might be wrong on that.
It's the same exact product. It's Taylor ham is pork roll, but you call it Taylor ham. You call your facial tissues, what do you call them? Kleenex. Where you go to make copies at work, what are you using? The Xerox machine.
Wow.
It might not be a Xerox, but
wow.
that's what you call it, right? Am I wrong?
Point. Sean, Sean, you think it's called pork roll? What's your counter
I do
here?
think it's pork roll. I mean, it's not from anywhere. Like, if you go to any other state, like, they don't know. If you say pork roll or Taylor ham, they don't know what you're talking about.
Can we get a guest speaker? Can we get your mom on the call?
Yeah, let's get Mrs. Earhart's opinion.
Get Mrs. Earhart on this. I would like to hear somebody who has lived through the challenge of this struggle.
I don't think she's much of a sandwich eater.
It's funny. I was saying earlier, like, this heated debate in Jersey about this. It's the same product, right? But it's got two different names. And then Danny and Petty, we were talking earlier, like, we couldn't think of anything in New York that necessarily is like this. It's the same product, but people call it two different things. The only thing that came to mind was
you call an egg sandwich, right? Food.
Yeah, I refer to it as an egg sandwich.
Yeah,
I'm getting
I call
a bacon, egg, and
cheese.
Yeah. So maybe more. I feel like you probably get more egg sandwiches than Petty. No offense, Petty. I don't know. You don't strike me as an egg sandwich kind of guy. I could be wrong.
I am actually. Sunday mornings, so I'll get an egg and cheese sandwich.
Well, that's fair from Dom's. So let me ask you a question. If someone's asking you what you want for breakfast, would you say egg sandwich, or would you say bacon, egg, and cheese, or would you give the specific items on it?
Specific items on it.
Oh, Maura, what about you? What would you say? Would you say, I want an egg sandwich, or would you just come out right and say, I want a bacon, egg, and cheese?
I would say bacon, egg, and cheese. It's a staple of New York.
Yeah. But you don't say egg sandwich, though.
No, because an egg sandwich has an egg on.
Well,
like one egg, like it's an egg. It's just like when I say egg sandwich, I'm thinking like it's just like standalone ingredient. Like it's just like egg.
So I'm in the minority here by saying I want an egg sandwich, and then like implying that I want a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Grow up.
I have to grow up. Last question. We'll go around. Bacon or sausage? Go, Sean.
Bacon.
Petty.
Love the smell of bacon, but I like sausage.
Earhart, comma Daniel.
Bacon.
Maura.
Bacon.
Wow, I'm gonna take the breakfast sausage as well. I'm with you, Petty. No brainer. I mean, I like cooked bacon, but something about a breakfast sausage on a sandwich is like.
I don't like eating the texture of bacon. I like the sausages is better. That's
fair. Bacon's always hit or miss, right? It could be too crispy, it could be too whatever, it could be too soft.
Turkey bacon guy.
Right. Oh, here we go. Wow, turkey bacon guy. Nice millennial attitude, bro.
Yeah, on top of his avocado toast.
Oh, exactly. With his. I'm sure he's not wearing a beanie right now. I can't believe it. It's only 65 degrees out. Why not wear a beanie? It's
beanie.
So we'll wrap up with the last segment here. Again, I want to thank you guys for being on the show today. It's again, for those of people who don't know, we actually record on a Wednesday night, and then I try to put the show together. And we post it on a Sunday morning, which is why it's called the Let's Go Sunday podcast.
Let's Go Sunday.
We've been sitting here in quarantine for 2 months now. I guess let's just go around the horn. What's something you've done that like it was cool, or maybe you watched something that was cool, or I don't know, just anything that you from quarantine that like sticks out that has been, I guess, kind of a bright note.
Well, this is basic bitch stuff, but Tiger King was just unbelievable.
Well, and I thought maybe you would talk about the fact that you have a firstborn child now. Maybe you'd be carrying maybe that would be exciting. I don't know.
Actually, that's a good idea. So I got
edit that out.
I got a 5-month-year-old. I got a 5-month kid now. She's been awesome being in quarantine. I was actually supposed to go on paternity leave from the school I'm a principal at. Principal, yeah.
Not a big deal.
But
you hiring?
You don't want to work.
I know we've talked about it.
But
we'll have our niche.
Delivering remote instruction to the kids has kept us home. So I've been able to hang out with the baby, and it's just been killer. it's been the coolest thing. I mean, every day is awesome. My wife's home. She's working remotely herself. So we've been able to kind of hunker down together and then enjoy Tiger King as a second thing.
Yeah, Tiger King was fantastic.
Kid 1, Tiger King 2.
Nice. Mauro, let's go to you next. I know we actually saw each other in person in quarantine not too long ago.
Not social distancing. Weird.
Hopefully that. Well, I mean, trust me, he was at least 6 feet apart from me the entire time. Like, and I got this nice spray system going on when you walk into my house, nice cleanse. And, it'd be nice if our government had it, but like, I got it. Mauro, what have you been doing during quarantine besides losing to me in golf and being a mediocre Call of Duty player?
I'm pretty. I guess I'm pretty lame. I like to read. I mean, like assignments for school have kept me busy.
That is rare. That's nice.
I mean, as you know, again, outside of the wiffle ball field, I do like to ask 1,001 questions, and that is a focus for keeps me, I guess, in some way keeps me going. So, I like to read and try to find answers, or I'll ask you questions, and you'll facilitate my knowledge until we reach an end, which is never. So I like to read. I'm actually reading Marcus Aurelius right now, so. That's kind of
wow, very, very, very upper end stuff right there. Good for you. I can't remember the last time I actually read a book, and I'm an educator as well, Danny. So like, I don't know. Maybe I should get that. I have a whole bookcase. This bookcase behind me that may have some cool things on it. Below, there's a bunch of books that haven't been touched in a while. Maybe I should give them a fling.
In my office at work, I have all these books. I look well read just to like impress the kids, but
listen, it's all about having that library, right?
That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so key. It's so key.
Petty, I'm going to go on a limb here. I know you're a huge music guy, and I think you're also a big movie TV buff guy. So there's got to be something that you've watched during quarantine that either you've never watched before or something that like was really good to watch you could recommend.
Nothing new really. Just old stuff, I guess. Music-wise, same thing. A couple new bands here and there, but reading, I still read a lot. I read Napoleon III.
Another reader. Appreciate that.
What was that you read?
I can make French toast now.
Oh, that's exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
What book did you say you read?
Napoleon III.
Oh.
Biography.
Very, very educational staff here.
Yeah. We have a lot of knowledge. A lot of useless knowledge. We have a lot of knowledge.
Well, then I assume we're all Seinfeld fans. Is that true?
Yeah.
Not crazy.
Wow,
Yeah.
not crazy about Seinfeld.
I just finished Seinfeld, actually.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
no wonder why you're speaking so well.
Now
That's nice.
you're up to date now with life's lessons.
Yeah.
Well, you finally found out what SS meant the other day, so that was nice in the chat.
It always relate to something in your life from Seinfeld.
Yeah. It
Definitely.
was. I regret not watching it sooner, but I watched it completely. It's awesome.
I know I was getting on the bashing Rob bandwagon earlier, but I got to give Rob credit. Rob, I mean, not that I didn't like Seinfeld, but I certainly never watched it growing up as much as I do now. And Rob at college would literally put a Seinfeld on every night or every time we were hanging out. It was always Seinfeld playing in the background. He had all the DVDs. His roommate Al Warren, who also used to play, had all these. I was like, this show's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I just. This is so funny. Earhart, what about you? What have you been done? Oh, Sean, I got to stop saying Earhart because there are two Earharts. And I refer to you both as Earhart in public, so this is going to have to stop. So we have to figure something out. Tony, what have you been doing, pal?
I still have my job.
Losing to me in golf and
losing a lot of golf, losing a lot of COD. I still have my job, thankfully. So I'm not crazy busy with that, but I'm very lucky to still have it. Hopefully going back into the city soon. Finishing up one class right now, and then I'll have 6 credits left until I graduate undergrad. So I'm right on the brink of that. Actually, the final tomorrow. Not looking forward to it. I spend my night before a final on football podcast.
It sounds like exactly what I would be doing at your age, to be honest with you. So.
I
finished Seinfeld. That was awesome. I'm watching Entourage again just because I love Entourage. Great show.
That was a good show. I enjoyed that show.
Yeah. No, nothing really. Just laying low. I try to work out here and there. It was nice out for these last couple of days. I was getting in my backyard and throwing.
That's true. Yeah, this weekend was
trying to
dynamite.
get the arm warmed up for the season.
What's crazy is that opening day was supposed to be April 26th, and it was a totally garbage day. And last weekend was May 3rd. We couldn't play anyway. It was supposed to be the Long Island Marathon, and the weather was spectacular. So I don't know if I would have been angry if we were playing and that's how it worked out, or I'm like happy now being like, we didn't play. The weather was garbage. Let's just hope that when we do play, the weather could be that nice.
Yeah.
And
These last couple days have been a tease, man. It's been really nice.
I agree.
Yeah, the weather's getting better and better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the parameters on getting back? Are you beholden to like the state park? Like is that the
It's funny. Every show we've done, someone's asked me the same question. It's up to the park. Right now they're they haven't canceled, but they've essentially suspended, field permits.
Sure. Okay.
Organization. So the last time we spoke to them, they said May 15th was the last day that was the new rules were in effect for like social distancing and like keeping the park closed, whatever.
Okay.
I'm in assumption that it's going to be pushed to the 31st, but there hasn't been a formal announcement yet. So who knows? That doesn't mean we'll be able to play though. They may allow other things, and I'm sure, they're going to be like, hey, you guys want to play? Well, you need to make sure that you have X, Y, and Z on the fields. If not, we're shutting you down. And I've worked on a deal with DNAP, who is Funkai Apparel, and it's getting us masks. Exactly, yeah. So part of your league fee, everyone's going to be guaranteed a mask that is washable, so that at least you can, it's probably not 100% effective, but I think we all know we just need something on our face so that when someone drives by, they're not like, oh, these people don't care. And I know we're going to do our best to try to provide hand sanitizer at all the fields, try to provide some Lysol wipes, and
not for nothing. The way WIFs is set up right now, you're not really close to anybody.
I agree. I agree, but I don't think
no good game at the end of the game.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
It's just air fives.
Well, we know that if you guys are playing the Crusaders, that won't happen anyway because Moore and Terrell will be walking in opposite directions.
No, I would be all brawl in that game.
I would shake his hand anyway. I mean, I just like to yell.
There's gonna be a brawl.
Yeah, that's not within 6 feet. I mean, that's within 6 feet, so we can't have that.
Hey man, sticks and stones, bro. Sticks and stones.
So yeah, Danny, to answer your question, it's up in the air now. I'm not expecting to play next week. I'm hoping that we'll play the 31st, if not, that first date in June.
Okay.
I don't know. Our goal is to try to get at least 4 of the events in, and we'll go from there. Who knows? Maybe that Coops Cup date that we have scheduled, we can always nix that and make it like an actual super qualifier at Eisenhower if we have to, just so we have another event. Well, we have the plans in place. We're kind of just like waiting to be told what we're allowed to do and what we can't do.
Yeah, a decent season, I think, is 3 tournaments and playoffs. That's
correct.
That's
right.
I think you need to do it that way.
I would give you 3 events, the regional, the open, and then to be honest with you, Gaul is looking good.
I love Gaul
as usual.
Yeah,
so
it's always good. Gaul is always good.
Fucking
was in a cage, like escaping.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at least we have something to look forward to in the fall. Because if we only had to play 3 weeks and then have nothing in the fall, it'd be pretty miserable.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. So listen, that's gonna wrap it up for us. I guess our last tiding point here is, I don't even know if that was a real word, but whatever. We'll just keep moving here. What's one thing you're looking forward to doing after quarantine that you otherwise couldn't be doing? I want to start with Petty, who I know has actually been still going to work every day. So thanks to you for going out there and being great and being a frontline guy. And I believe you work in a hospital, correct?
Outside facility, outpatient facility.
Got it. Well, still in the medical field, so I'm sure you're, obviously being impacted. So what's one thing you're most looking forward to after this kind of dies down?
Just to be out with other people. You can't go anywhere. You drive by, everything's closed. Just the park, the bar, the library. I miss the library. It's been closed. Any type of social, a sports game. I'm dying for sports. I'm watching old games now on TV. 82 World Series.
We got Korean baseball on at like 1 a.m. now. That's about all we got.
And reliving my childhood, games that I watched when I was a kid. That's.
It's funny. Someone who is, not that you're that much older than me, but there's a lot of historic games in between our birth dates, and I've actually enjoyed the fact that I've been kind of watching these remastered old games and like from start to finish, and they're kind of, it's cool. Be like, these games meant something, and the color may be weird or the commentating is off, but like it's still a baseball game or a football game, and it's like pretty sick. Shawnee Earhart, what about you? What do you look forward to doing the most outside of?
Well, I commute to New York every day, so I've been saving a lot of money. Thankfully, I still have my job. I don't know. I like to travel or something. I don't know. Just want to get out of the Northeast, I guess.
What are your thoughts on going to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I would love to go to Puerto Rico. I've been there once before for a baseball trip. I had a great time there. The drinking age is 18 too, but not that I have to worry about that anymore.
Oh.
Well, you did, obviously, right?
Yeah, when I went there, I was 18, and it was a great time.
Danny, I know that you're obviously been home with your child, which is fantastic. But I'm sure you may be looking forward to maybe, paying a sitter for a few days a week just so you can get out of the house for a little bit.
There's a couple local breweries near me and stuff like that. Just going out and doing just general BS stuff. That's your day-to-day weekend stuff. Like that needs to come back. A Rangers game. You're just talking about those old the sports like John was talking about. Like it's got to come back. I mean, just being able to sit outside at a Yankee game or a Mets game and just watching it and paying $11 for a beer. I think like there's something to that. I'd love to just get that back and going again.
There goes Erin. I hear her.
Oh yeah, she's having a good time.
She must know we're wrapping up, so it's good timing. That's funny.
She's due to go down, so I think she's putting up her last fight before we gotta get her in bed.
Nice. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you and really proud of you for being a daddy.
I better get down there before my wife murders me.
That's fair. Mr. Mora, what about you? Is there something that you're looking forward to after quarantine besides driving to Montero's house and maybe, throwing eggs at his door? Because I got 12 uncaged eggs in my fridge. They'd be more than happy.
I would likely second Petty's notion about like going out and being with community. I definitely miss the wiffle ball community. I think alone, I mean, I've met some genuine and unique people, definitely. Gerard. Just conversations. Not that I ever took it for granted, but I mean, the people are great, and that I think that for me is what makes WIFF so great, is just spending that time on the field, off the field, those conversations, just like seeing where people are at in life. Like, I just want to know everything about them. And then, I miss that, especially like family. I definitely miss seeing family. So, visual correspondence simply doesn't suffice for human contact. And it's just crazy how social we are as, human beings. So I miss those things. That's what I look forward to.
Yeah, there's that in-depth analysis we're looking for from Dan Moore, no doubt about it, right there. I agree with both of you, like especially Earhart, Daniel. It's not the normal things of like, going to the store or even going to the bar. Like that's something like a regular occurrence. It's like the random things you may do. It's like, I'm going to go look for a bicycle today. I'm going to go walk on the bicycle, or my car is actually up for a lease. So I like going to the dealership and actually looking at a car and test driving. And apparently you can't test drive cars because it costs them an arm and a leg to sanitize them and stuff. So it's like, I'd like to be able to like get something. But yeah, so, we all have our things that we're looking forward to. As long as we're all safe, we're all healthy. And, this is Golden Stick and Let's Go Sunday's official PSA of, wash them hands for 20 seconds. And, and I've been frustrated because I see people at the store wearing masks and then they're touching the mask and touching their face. I'm like, this is not helping. So a friendly reminder, don't touch your face after touching your mask, because your mask might have the virus on it, because that's like how it works. It's like, yeah.
Did you see the viral video with the woman who cut her nose and mouth open out of the?
That just makes me very, very upset.
It was a gas station down south, and she walked, and the guy sees her, I guess, on the security cameras, and it was down south. So on Jersey, I don't get out of my car to pump my gas. Someone does it for me.
That's right.
So she's walking into the convenience store to tell him, or put $20 on pump 10 or whatever, and he's got his phone out like on the sly, and she walks in and he's like, hey, what's up with your mask? And she's like, oh, well, it's easier to breathe if I just like cut out a little hole. completely. It was so ridiculous. I almost think it's fake, because it was
like, are we really that excited to go out into public and see these people? Like, I don't know, maybe not so much.
Michael K says these people are breathing the same air you breathe. They're stealing breath out of your lungs.
Yeah. How are we sharing the same oxygen right now?
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, listen, again, thank you so much for making the time to come on the show. Thanks again to Joe Cavaliere, who's here for our first segment. Hopefully, he will get back on for another show. Shout out to the Line 'em Up podcast. I'm impressed that I remember that. So we'll go around the horn one last time. A quick,
plug.
Quick 15 seconds. Just your maybe a general shout out or something you want to say. Maura, try to not say anything about Montero. We'll start with Sean, then we'll go Petty, Dan, and then back to Maura.
Going off my youth movement, Jake Baddick, another great young guy. Hopefully we can just keep bringing in more younger guys into WIFs. I think it's a great thing.
Was that a? Or are you trying to sign him there, Sean?
No, not at all.
Sign him? I thought you were trying to ask him
I
out.
don't want a 6-man team.
I'm gonna put a kibosh on a 6-man team right now.
I
It's
don't
not
want a
happening.
6-man team. I was just
Not happening.
trying to shout out some young guys in the league.
Well, I know, Danny, real quick. I think we had this discussion back in the day about having like a 5-man team, but then playing at 2 separate events. Having like 3 of your guys go to Mass and 2 guys play here, and have you both get points.
The
had
old
6.
double dip.
Yeah, they all told it, right? And we never had that like be legal, but if you guys had 6, that would be perfect. Silver Bullets. Oh, sorry, not Silver Bullets. Petty and the Heartbreakers A. Petty and the Heartbreakers B squad.
Petty and the Air Heartbreakers.
No, one team would be Petty and the other team would be the Heartbreakers.
That's
There you
tremendous.
go. There you go. Split squad.
Petty, quick 15-second shout out.
Just I miss everybody. I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's safe. I hope everyone's family is safe. And talk to you soon, guys. Be well.
All right, Daddy, up to you.
If I'm shouting out my own YouTube channel, it's called the Mr. E's Minute. It's if you want to see me embarrass myself every morning, I do like morning announcements for my students since they're not in session. You can check that out. It's every morning like 8:30, 9 o'clock on YouTube. Mr. E's Minute. It's I'm very proud of it.
Nice. That's awesome to hear. I cannot wait. Add that to my morning checklist of things to do. That's so great.
It's 3 minutes of nonsense. I put my daughter on it a couple times. It's just announcements for the kids, so they still feel like they're connected to the school. So it's a lot of fun.
Nice. Awesome. And Mr. Mora, quick 15 seconds. Please keep it relatively,
Kind.
cordial.
So I can't talk about players. Is that what you're saying?
Of course you can, but
Actually,
you know what? Who cares? Say whatever you want. This is great. This is actually big.
Perfect.
This is actually big goals.
I think Dan Haverty is overrated. I think he shouldn't throw yard. Personally, I think that he should stick to fast pitch. He puts videos up on Facebook showing off his talent, but it's really not that good. Let Pucci stay on the mound. I mean, you don't belong in that team. Plus, I like your jersey, but you won't give it to me, so fuck you.
Wow.
And I tell you what, I couldn't have asked for a better
Heartbreakers
way.
making a statement tonight,
I can say I
boys.
couldn't ask for a better
You're
way to
gonna
end the show. So I want to thank our sponsors one last time. I want to thank DNAP from Font Guy Apparel for providing a lot of apparel for our players now. Also getting this to deal with the masks moving forward. I want to thank Babs Big Flies for providing the newest wooden bats for a lot of our players to use. I know that some of us use it in the winter event now a couple months ago. Huh?
Tremendous bat. Really good stuff.
Yeah, as long as a screwball isn't using it.
Yeah, that's clearly true. Players have 2 wood bats coming for us this year, so very, very exciting. I think I might have gotten in the mail today or tomorrow, so very exciting. And I want to thank, of course, WIffle. I want to thank Moonshot, and a shout out to Golden Stick because that's the format that we all play under and how we all became friends. It's exciting. That being said, stay safe, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Dioria.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys.
Seeing you, man.
LFG.
All right.
Later, Heartbreakers.